if it's really that impressive. I'm just a kid trying to figure things out, Jake said with a nervous chuckle. Elon smiled warmly. Everyone starts somewhere, Jake. When I was your age, I was taking apart computers and teaching myself how they worked. It wasn't much then, but those small steps built the foundation for everything I've done since. What you're doing now, that's your start. And trust me, it's impressive. Jake's posture relaxed slightly as he absorbed the words. Encouraged, he opened up. I just feel like there's so much more to learn. I see all these amazing things people like you create, and I wonder if I could ever get there. Well, the key is to keep learning, Elon replied, his tone thoughtful. Never stop being curious, and don't be afraid to take risks. You have an idea that could make a difference, and that's rare. Most people never even get that far. Elon glanced at the counter where a small stack of books was piled, titles on coding, sustainability, and environmental science. He picked one up, flipping through it. You've already got the drive, Jake. Combine that with perseverance, and you'll be unstoppable. Jake grinned, the doubt in his expression replaced with a glimmer of hope. Thanks, Mr. Musk. That really means a lot coming from you. Elon nodded. Tell you what, why don't you email me the details of your app idea? Maybe I can connect you with someone who can help, or give you a few pointers myself. Jake's jaw dropped. Are you serious? Absolutely, Elon said, pulling out a business card and handing it over. The world needs people who care enough to make it better. And who knows? Maybe this little app of yours could be the start of something big. Jake accepted the card with trembling hands, his eyes wide with disbelief. Thank you. I won't let you down. Elon chuckled. I'm sure you won't, Jake. Just keep pushing forward, no matter what. With that, Elon gave him a nod and exited the store, leaving Jake standing there, the card clutched tightly in his hand. The gas station, once a quiet backdrop to an ordinary evening, now felt like the scene of a life-changing encounter. Jake watched as Elon's car disappeared into the night, his heart racing with a mix of excitement and determination. For the first time, he felt like his dreams weren't just a distant possibility, they were within reach, and all it took was one unexpected meeting to ignite the spark. Elon Musk didn't just walk into small-town gas stations and offer to change someone's life. Or did they? Jake wasn't sure what to believe, but the small business card resting in his wallet was proof that it wasn't just his imagination. The email address, printed in crisp letters, stared back at him every time he checked to make sure it was still there. By the end of his shift, Jake mustered the courage to write a short email to Elon. He kept it simple, thanking him for the conversation and expressing his excitement for the opportunity to learn and grow. Before he could overthink it, he hit send. The response came faster than Jake expected. Just a few hours later, his inbox chimed, and there it was, a reply from Elon Musk. The email was brief but encouraging. Object: Great meeting you. Hi Jake. It was a pleasure talking to you the other day. I've shared your app idea with a couple of people on my team, and they think it's fantastic. Let's set up a call this week to talk about your next steps. Best. Elon. Jake stared at the screen, his heart racing. He couldn't believe it. Elon Musk had not only remembered him, but had taken his idea seriously enough to discuss it with his team. The week that followed was a whirlwind. During their call, Elon connected Jake with one of his senior software engineers at Tesla, someone who could guide him through the technical aspects of app development. He also introduced Jake to a non-profit organization focused on sustainability, where Jake could find resources and support for his idea. With each passing day, Jake's confidence grew. He started dedicating every spare moment to improving his coding skills, researching app design, and fleshing out his concept for the carbon footprint tracker. It wasn't easy. There were late nights, moments of frustration, and times when he doubted himself. But he kept pushing forward, inspired by the belief that someone like Elon Musk saw potential in him. Months later, Jake's app was ready for its first beta test. He had worked tirelessly to make it user-friendly and impactful, incorporating features that allowed people to calculate their carbon footprint and receive tailored recommendations for reducing it. The app also linked users to eco-friendly businesses and products, creating a small ecosystem of sustainability. When the app launched, it quickly gained traction. Word spread about the young developer from a small town who was mentored by Elon Musk himself. Media outlets picked up the story, and Jake found himself navigating a world he had only dreamed about: pitch meetings, interviews, and discussions with potential investors. But through it all, Jake never forgot where it started. He kept the gas station job for a little while longer, not because he needed it anymore, but because it reminded him of the moment that changed everything. And Elon? He watched proudly from the sidelines, occasionally checking in with Jake and offering advice when needed. For him, it was a small gesture to nurture someone's potential, but for Jake, it was a gift that had reshaped his life entirely. Sometimes, it only takes one person to believe in you to set you on a path to greatness. For Jake Williams, that person happened to be one of the most influential minds of the century. And with that belief, Jake went on to create something that truly mattered, not just for himself, but for the world. Its core mission of promoting sustainability. Elon emphasized the importance of keeping the app accessible, while also ensuring it could sustain itself financially. You don't want to put up paywalls that discourage people from using it, Elon explained, but you also need to keep the lights on. We could explore freemium models, partnerships, or even sponsorships from companies that share your values. Jake nodded, scribbling notes as fast as he could. He felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension. The vision was becoming clearer, but the road ahead seemed daunting. Elon leaned back, a thoughtful look on his face. The important thing to remember, Jake, is that it's okay to start small. You don't need to have everything figured out on day one. What's critical is that you remain adaptable and open to learning as you go. Surround yourself with people who are smarter than you in their respective fields. That's how you build something extraordinary. Jake absorbed every word, feeling more motivated than ever. For the first time, his dream felt tangible. It wasn't just an idea anymore. It was a project with a plan and the backing of one of the most influential minds in the world. As the meeting wrapped up, Elon handed Jake a small notebook. "This is for you," he said. "Use it to jot down your ideas, challenges, or anything that comes to mind. Sometimes the best solutions come from the simplest thoughts you write down in passing." Jake accepted the notebook, running his fingers over its sleek black cover. "Thank you, Elon, for everything. I won't let you down." Elon smiled. "I know you won't. Remember, Jake, this is your project. I'm here to guide you, but the vision and execution are yours. Believe in it, and others will too." Jake left the co-working space with a renewed sense of purpose. The drive back to his small town felt different this time. The world outside the car window didn't seem as ordinary as it had before. He had taken the first steps on a journey that could change not only his life, but also the lives of countless others. Over the coming weeks, Jake poured every ounce of energy into the prototype. With Elon's introductions, he connected with experts who helped refine his ideas and fill in the gaps in his knowledge. The app started to take shape, evolving from a rough concept into a polished, functional tool. By the time Jake launched the beta version, it was met with enthusiasm from users and environmental organizations alike. Feedback poured in, helping Jake and his growing team fine-tune the app. Before long, the project caught the attention of media outlets and investors. Jake's journey was just beginning, but one thing was certain. His life would never be the same. And it all started with a chance encounter at a quiet gas station, where a teenager with big dreams crossed paths with a man who saw the potential to change the world, one idea at a time. As he waited for their response. Finally, one of them, a woman with sharp, analytical eyes, leaned forward. "Jake," she began, "your passion is evident, and the vision behind EOT Track is compelling. Sustainability is a global concern, and there's a real need for innovative solutions like this. We're interested in helping you take this to the next level." Jake could hardly believe what he was hearing. His mind raced with a mix of relief, joy, and disbelief. Elon glanced at him with a small, encouraging smile, and Jake knew this was just the beginning. The investors began discussing the terms of their potential involvement, offering funding to scale the app, expand the team, and develop marketing strategies to ensure its success. They emphasized their excitement to work with someone so passionate and innovative. Jake felt a swell of pride. He had made it this far, and now his dream had the backing it needed to grow. After the pitch, over the following months, EOT Track blossomed. The funding allowed Jake to hire more developers, refine the app, and expand its features. They incorporated user feedback, making the app more intuitive and impactful. Partnerships with environmental organizations and collaborations with sustainability influencers helped spread the word, and the app's user base grew rapidly. Jake became a figurehead for youth-driven innovation in sustainability. He was invited to speak at conferences, share his journey, and inspire others to pursue their dreams no matter where they started. The quiet gas station where it all began became a fond memory, a testament to how extraordinary opportunities can arise from the most ordinary places. A global impact. Within a year, EOT Track was making headlines. Millions of people worldwide were using the app to monitor and reduce their carbon footprints. Communities started sharing success stories about how small changes, inspired by the app, had led to significant collective impacts. Jake often reflected on how far he had come and the people who had helped him along the way. He kept the notebook Elon had given him on their first formal meeting, now filled with notes, ideas, and doodles that marked the journey from a gas station daydream to a global movement. One dream at a time. One evening, after another long but fulfilling day, Jake received a message from Elon. "Congratulations on everything you've accomplished. Remember, this is just the beginning. The world needs more dreamers like you." Jake smiled, typing a reply. "Thank you for believing in me. I won't stop here." And he didn't. Jake sat back in his chair, letting the magnitude of the moment sink in. His journey from an unassuming teenager to a global advocate for sustainability had been a whirlwind, but this email felt like a culmination, a recognition of everything he and his team had worked toward. He thought back to the gas station, to the chance encounter that had changed everything. He could still see Elon's Tesla pulling up, the casual conversation that had unexpectedly sparked an idea, and the unshakable encouragement that had propelled him forward. What had once seemed like a distant dream was now a part of his everyday reality. The invitation to the Global Sustainability Summit wasn't just a platform to celebrate EOT Track's success. It was an opportunity to inspire others. Jake saw it as a chance to remind people, especially young dreamers like he once was, that even the smallest ideas could spark meaningful change. Moving forward. As Jake prepared for the summit, he spent time reflecting on the lessons he had learned over the past year. The importance of persistence, the power of collaboration, and the need to think beyond oneself had become guiding principles in his life. He worked late into the night, crafting his speech. It wasn't just about presenting numbers or highlighting milestones. It was about sharing the story of how an idea born in a small town could ripple across the globe. He wanted to show that innovation and hope could emerge from the most unexpected places and that every individual had the power to make a difference. When the day of the summit arrived, Jake found himself standing backstage, looking out at the audience of policymakers, environmental leaders, and fellow innovators. He took a deep breath, feeling a mix of nerves and excitement. As he stepped onto the stage, the applause was deafening. Jake smiled, standing tall as he addressed the crowd. "1 year ago, I was just a kid with a dream," he began. "I didn't know how to get there, but I knew I wanted to make a difference. Today, that dream is a reality, not because of any one person, but because of the power of collaboration, mentorship, and a shared belief that we can do better for our planet." He spoke about the journey of EOT Track, the challenges they faced, and the breakthroughs that had allowed the app to reach millions. But more importantly, he emphasized the impact it had made, not just in reducing carbon footprints, but in creating a global community of people committed to sustainability. A legacy of change. By the end of his speech, the room was on its feet, a standing ovation that left Jake humbled and grateful. As he looked out at the crowd, he realized that his journey was far from over. The work of building a more sustainable world was ongoing, and he was ready to face the challenges ahead. After the summit, Jake returned to his team with a renewed sense of purpose. They continued to innovate, expand, and refine their mission. Each new milestone was a reminder of how far they had come, and how much further they could go. Jake's story became a beacon for young innovators worldwide, proof that a single idea, combined with determination and the right support, could change the world. And though the road ahead would be filled with obstacles, Jake was ready to tackle them, one step at a time. Because, as he had learned, the key wasn't just in building something great, it was in believing in its potential to make a difference.